Now we're going to revisit our coin magazine, which has been tacked together and set aside to dry for a little bit while we were working. We need to collect these two parts, which are the feet of the coin magazine. The interesting thing about these two parts is that they have cut off corners at one edge and a completely flat edge on the opposite side. These go under the coin magazine, and the coins will rest on top of these feet, and then the coin pusher from the lid will come through this gap and push a coin out. These cutoffs here help that coin pusher find its way in between the two feet. So the correct orientation of the feet is as I have them here, with that, with those cutoff corners facing one another. So if you have it like this, with the flat edges together, that is incorrect. Make sure you have them this way. And what we're going to do is take the coin magazine with its hooks facing us, and we're just going to set it down on its feet here. And we're going to, obviously we're going to cement that in place. One thing to note about the correct way to do the feet is that the outside edge of the feet should be flush with this outermost edge of the coin magazine, just like this, so that the outside edge of the feet are flush with the outside edge here, not this inner edge, which is recessed a little bit. So like this. So again, we're going to tack these, and I like to do that by putting a little bit of cement along this bottom edge of the coin magazine, and then applying the foot to one side, and then repeating that, and then we'll hand align everything. So I just need to, I've been kind of going faster than usual here, so I'm going to need another applicator tip. Oh, another thing I want to mention before I get into the cement is that you want the feet down here, basically with the hook pointing down. Do not put the feet on with the hooks facing up, or your coin magazine will be ruined. So again, make sure you do it with the hooks facing down. Good. So I'm going to flip my magazine over so that my hooks are facing the ceiling of the room that I'm in, because I'm holding it upside down and I'm cementing the feet to the bottom. So I'll put my bead of cement here. And here. And then with the chamfered cutoff corners facing inward, I'm just going to lower this foot into the cement. And same over here. Chamfered corner inward. Lay that down. And then make sure that it's aligned here on the sides. Now, I need to apply some pressure to these feet to get them to bond. But there is a gap here that I need to preserve, and it's that little slit in between the feet and the front of the thing, so in front of the magazine. So I can't squish the middle of these guys, or else I'll pinch that spot. So my pressure needs to stay to the outside edge here. And I used so little cement that it doesn't take long for it to set enough to stabilize this part. But essentially what you want to make sure of is that this slot here remains wide enough all the way across its length for a coin to come out. And to clarify, I'm going to take a coin magazine that I've completed already and explain what I mean about this gap right here at the front of the magazine. You want to make sure that that gap is nice and horizontal, and that means that these feet need to be nice and horizontal. If one of these feet were to be tilted inward, you could make this gap more narrow at some point along its length than what you want. This one here, you can tell, is nice. You can see that the gap here is perfectly even across its width. And to test it, I'm just going to put a coin in from the front. And I have no problem doing that. And then if I can tip that coin back out again, put it in, tip it out, that means that the gap is big enough for the coin magazine to function properly. And that is, its function here obviously is for it to be able to dispense a coin right out of the front like that. So before your cement is totally dry, it might actually be worth taking a coin and just checking this, making sure you pass that test before you set it aside for the cement to dry, because at this point you actually still have an opportunity to make adjustments if you need to while the cement is still wet. You won't have that chance once the cement is dry. So it's worth having a look at. And there we go. I got my feet installed.